Hello, my name is Donovan Brook, owner-operator of Yucca Design Center. Today I'm doing a short video on an application I wrote called EDC Vault. EDC Vault is software that will allow you to store sensitive information, whether it be online or on your local machine. So this is a getting started video. It's going to be pretty quick. Because there is a lot of documentation on my website and in the README file that comes with the software. Um, Briefly, I'll just say why I created this software. It was need-based at the time. I'm a web guy, and being a web guy, over the years you collect sensitive information from clients, access information, that sort of thing. Early on, I was just using a text file, and it quickly became apparent to me that it wasn't very responsible to store sensitive information in a text file. So I created this software to protect myself and clients, and uh, uh, realized that a lot of people out there might need to protect sensitive information. You don't have to be a web guy. You just, if you have usernames and passwords to websites, this application would work just as well for you. So let's get started here. First, I'll toggle the camera so that you're not looking at my face the entire time. Not that that's a bad thing. But okay, so first thing we do is go to my website and download the application. Clicked on Developer, Products, EDC Vault, and the current version is 1.0. Okay, so I've downloaded it. I'm just going to drag it to my desktop, and then I'm going to drag it to a directory that's accessible by my web server. I'm going to double click on it to decompress the zip archive. And then you end up with a directory called EDC Vault underscore 1.0. Inside there, there's a readme.txt file. This file will have a lot of information about the software and about the installation process. In this video, I'm just going to do the installation because most of it's self-explanatory, and then you can look at the README for the rest of the information. So once it's downloaded into your HTML directory, first thing I do is if you're on a Linux or Unix machine, I open up a shell and log in as super user because we need to make sure the files in that directory are writable by WebDNA. So I'm going to navigate to that directory where I put the files, which I think is in, there we go. So if I list all, you'll see that the group name for all the files is staff, and I'm going to change that to, change it recursively to www. Which is the same group name as that WebDNA is running as. Okay, quit out of terminal. The next thing we need to do is talk a bit about authentication to the software. There's two levels of authentication, and the main reason there is some people are going to be installing this remotely onto their web server, or some people are going to be installing it locally onto their laptop. So I created two levels of authentication. The first level is WebDNA's uh, DOM authentication. So um, you or the host provider, sometimes you'll have access to WebDNA preferences, sometimes you won't. If it's your local machine or if it's a web server you own, uh, you don't really have to do this step because you can use your admin uh, password. If it's not your machine, you'll ask the host provider to add a security account in the WebDNA preferences. So they'll click on security and they'll add a new account, some username, some pass, and then the group name is the only requirement. It has to be EDC Vault exactly. So that's the only requirement there. If you notice when I click display all users, I've already added a username with the group name EDC Vault. So that's the first thing you'll ask the host provider to do. And since they'll know that username and password, there's a second level of authentication. So I'm gonna link to the default page of the software that we just installed. I'm going to use my local IP address since I'm installing this on a local machine. And I think I have indexing on, yeah. So once you install this, you'll navigate to wherever you installed it. And right now it's in my tests directory, and then it's EDC Vault underscore 1.0 EDC Vault.dna. You notice when I linked to this page, I did not receive an authentication window. That's because I'm already logged in as admin, so the application already allowed me to see the default page. And normally you'd have to log in with your WebDNA security information that we just entered, or that I just talked about. So once you get to this page, we have a second level of authentication, an application level. It's and the default is admin. Don't worry about remembering that. It's in your readme.txt file. So we just do that, admin. And this is the application. So the first thing we want to do, there's a note here that says it is suggested that you change the admin password now by clicking user access below. Well, user access below, ignore that part. That was from a beta system. Just click on admin and then users and change your password to whatever you like. Once that's done, the application itself is secure. Now, I should say that if you're installing this remotely, or if you're at a hotel or on an unsecure or insecure network, you want to make sure that you access this application with HTTPS instead of just HTTP, and that involves installing an SSL certificate. That will encrypt information from your browser to the application and complete the secure process. Since I'm in my own network and I'm installing on a laptop, I don't need to have an SSL certificate installed. Everything's secure and safe. So so this is basically it. I think I'm going to let you guys find all the features here. Everything's pretty self-explanatory. So if you click on View All Records, there's nothing in there right now. So you just start adding a record. You can give the record a title, a description, categories. Once you start putting in categories, they'll be listed under the Find by Category navigation area. Let's say you have a company that has employees with many authentication accounts. You can keep clicking this plus sign to add usernames and passwords for all your employees. And basically right now, anything with an asterisk, that's a hard word to say, will be encrypted. I may encrypt more fields later, but right now I got all the important ones. Let's see. A couple more features to be added soon are a data dump feature that will allow you to dump your protected information into a printable format for offsite backup of your protected data. Just a note, once you create your password, your admin password, don't lose that password, because not even your host provider can find your password. So EDC can decrypt information. They're the only ones that can decrypt information. I don't make it my job to do so, but EDC is the only person who owns the core seed to be able to get to your information. Even at that point, it's a bit of a process to do so. So anyway, the information on your hard drive will be unintelligible, even if it was stolen and gone over with a fine-tooth comb. Nobody but EDC would be able to decrypt information there. Anyway, that's about it. Oh, I should say that the EDC Vault will log you out after 5 minutes. So if you're at a public place or something weird happens, like somebody snatches your laptop at a restaurant, or I don't know, it will log you out for an extra security layer there after 5 minutes. So enjoy. It's free. It works with any of the free WebDNA editions as well, so it's free to use and free to download, and it will protect your information. Thank you.